B&T man. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Brilliant team pick. So warlord. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Brilliant team pick. The sack.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for our second game of the best of 3 series between AMPLFY and Tigers. Of course, for the Betway Asia Dota League elimination match essentially today. It is FOP Dota. I am a little bit sick, which is why my voice may sound slightly weird, or why I may say some things sometimes while we're casting, but nevertheless, Tigers vs AMPLFY. If you weren't here for game number 1, the Tigers, they really showed up today. I mean, they dominated that game. There's no other way to put it. Complete domination. Tigers. I would argue, however, they didn't have the hardest draft to be up against. AMPLFY, they were running something a bit more experimental with heroes that aren't really meta so much anymore, where Tigers just kind of went standard, and it tends to just work out. Nevertheless, though, game number 2, they have switched things up a bit. Tigers, they start off with the Troll Warlord Clockwork. AMPLFY, they'll go for the popular Leshrac Pugna. That already kind of indicates they're going for that snowball-y kind of draft where they just take over the game and push towers and essentially take map control the whole time. Tends to work out pretty darn well if you get a good lead. Or behind, however, it tends to all fall apart rather quickly. Still though, we'll see where they're headed with this. I imagine that probably is going to be the core Leshrac and probably the core Pugna. Of course, you could switch those the other way around as well if you so wish. So I do wonder if AMPLFY are planning to go for that position 5 Shadow Demon that we see Tigers picking up every time. They have a setup for that Leshrac start. They'll just kind of just run the Leshrac without the setup. Still works either way, it just depends on how AMPLFY wants to run it. So third pick now, they will start diving into this reserve time for that. Of course, they already know they're up against Troll. Clockwork, it's kind of been out of meta for a while. Like, it pops up here and there, some games, but whether he has the biggest impact in the world is kind of yet to be seen in this meta. One would argue he seems a bit underpowered, but
Dire team pick.
Earthshaker.
AMPLFY, they will go for the Earthshaker themselves. I suppose you could argue that is the setup that Leshrac needed. You have that nice long-range Fisher to set up the Split Earth. over. I believe we did see AMPLFY playing this yesterday as well. It could have been another team, but I'm pretty sure it was AMPLFY, and they did a pretty darn fantastic job with the Earthshaker. Didn't really end up working out in the end, but it was a very nice performance nonetheless. Pretty big echo slams coming out. It just wasn't quite enough. We'll see if it does turn out to be enough this time around, however. Yeah, the draft that they are running is pretty different what they did yesterday, and this is, again, a very snowbally kind of draft. You get a good start to this game, you're probably going to finish this game before the 30-minute mark. If you get a good start. Tigers, though. Where are they?
Puck.
Pick up the puck. See this quite a few times yesterday as well. Coming back into the favour of these teams, especially in Southeast Asia. Of running that puck. Extremely hard hero to catch. It's just very, very annoying to have to play against. Of course, the Dream Cold does a lot of dividend throughout that mid-game as well. Especially on such a low cooldown for an ultimate. Maybe the lockdown they needed as well. Because generally speaking, when you have a troll, the one issue you do have while playing the troll warlord is the fact that you generally get kited around a lot, especially with the heroes that AMPLFY already have. But if you do get a nice Dream Call off to set up, troll warlord can pretty much just, you know, press the R button, go into battle trance, just start ripping people to shreds. Mind you, you do already have the Pugner there as well with the Decrepify to go up against that troll warlord. So as soon as he does try to initiate or pop that battle trance, you can just Decrepify him every time, and he just won't be able to right click anyway. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Of course, there are a couple more heroes to come out for either side, and we do see the Elder Titan now being picked up by AMPLFY. Another hero that you don't see so often, but when you do, as long as it's played right, does tend to have a massive impact on the game. The ability to be able to stop a team fight whenever he wants, and then just be able to pretty much reset and go again, or be able to initiate with that stop. So much you can do with this hero, and in the laning stage he is rather difficult to go up against because of that Astral Spirit. It's so much added attack, and he just trades right clicks so easily. The Tigers, fourth pick for them now.
Ember Spirit.
Go for the Ember Spirit once again. Abra had a fantastic showing. Just the last game, he was making a lot of plays in this Ember. He can replicate that showing that he had last game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dieting ban.
You see the Undying ban coming out from AMPLFY. I suppose they are looking for a support pick on the side of Tigers, so it does make enough sense to get rid of that Undying. Wade will be the last ban out from Tigers, so they don't want any kind of lockdown there for the Ember, or even the Puck for that matter. Fair ban from them. So, how do you finish this off? What kind of support are Tigers looking? You've still got the Vengeful Spirit. You can run that. I mean, it's been very popular in this meta.
5 seconds
Swap
remaining.
does really shake up the team fights a lot as well if they did want to pick that up.
Radiant pick.
Interesting pick. They actually go for the Ancient Apparition and AMPLFY. They will not think about it. I didn't even realize, once again, the Drow Ranger was there. Yesterday, they ran a very, very solid Drow strat. And it was very, very hard to shut down once they were online. Whether they can do it again or not, again, is going to be another story. So even if the Drow doesn't come quite online, it is still very useful in the sense that she has that innate silence. It is extremely useful against heroes like the Ember and Puck. Though to be fair, the thing is, both those heroes do tend to want to actually go for those Yule Scepters, and hold on a goddamn minute. This is a support Puck and a position 3 Clockwork coming out from Velo. Alright, fair enough. That's not something I get to see too often. I really wasn't expecting that, but I look forward to seeing how this pans out. I love the fact that they went Ancient Apparition. It's one of my favorites, and quite frankly, I think people underrate how useful this hero can be. But the support Puck, it certainly does feel like a bit of a weird one. Alright, vs Tigers, game number 2 of this best of 3 series. AMPLFY looking to turn this series around and make it a 1-1, forced to a game 3. Of course, the side of Tigers trying to do the opposite and trying to finish this off 2-0. You see the Earthshaker Burmy being very, very rude indeed to Bocarino. Paulson in that support Puck. Velo on that position 3 Clockwork. We don't see Clockworks at all these days, and to see a position 3 Clockwork is a really surprising turn of events for me anyway. But I like it. I do miss the days where position 3 Clockwork was just a thing. We have a quick pause coming out, it seems. There have been a few connection issues here from the side of AMPLFY this game around, but all this perfectly fine. Most pauses they've run haven't really lasted very long. This lane for Velo doesn't seem like it's going to be the easiest one in the world. Like, to catch out the Drow isn't the easiest of things to do. Got a decent range on it. I don't think you're going to really be able to catch her out with a support Puck either. Not until you get to the level 6 mark at least. Of course, Velo could just go in with the battery assault and go into the cop. It's a lot easier said than done. I mean, generally the Drow will just throw out the silence every time. Or perhaps even just kite you around with those frost arrows. Unfortunately going longer than expected. And we do have the go-ahead now.
Battle resumed.
Seems to be okay for Amplify. Keep a close eye on Bocarino, see how much they try and shut him down this game around. He's of course playing that position 3 Leshrac. Nice fishing block there, I'm the best. Could be in trouble though, Split Earth has been avoided. They did get the bounty rune up onto Boomy anyway. Back to Bello? Finds Joe Beasy apparently. I apologize for missing that. I wasn't expecting just the battery assault to find the kill. Apparently it does do the job though. So a nice start from Tigers. Did they lose out on bounty runes? No, they... Yes, they did. Okay. So 3 bounty runes did go to Amplify, but the first blood did go the way of Tigers. So I suppose you could call that an even trade. Seems like most teams are more than happy to trade a hero for the sake of the bounty rune early on. So I guess that's fair enough. Ocarina already being dealt quite a bit of damage by 1437. Split Earth again not really connecting from him. This goes back to what we talked about in that drafting stage where you don't really have the setup for the Split Earth. It is really not an easy stunt to land. Like you kind of project yourself putting down that stun for so darn long with the animation. Mid lane, Carl having a decent time so far up against Abra. Does favour the puck in this matchup, but eventually you'd probably start favouring the Ember just because he has such good kill potential. Velo starting to understand how annoying this ground matchup's going to be, and he actually gets stopped as well. This could be a pickup here for BO3 if he plays it right. The Velo goes into the tree line, blocks himself as well. A very nice play from him. He will salve up and survive. Joe Beasy though, still going after Polison. Polison will orb away, will survive as well. There's some nice juking coming out from Tigers. They're trying to cancel off that stuff, and they will, but Polison trying to find the trade heal into Joe Beasy. Joe Beasy gonna find a haze. The orb will not make it in time. He will be able to also survive. Meanwhile, Abra losing a salve, may lose his life in fact. Will survive in the end. Carl actually losing a lot of HP himself. So careful not to get that nether blast placed on him. Meanwhile, top lane Bocarino also falling low, so gonna try not to miss any kills here, but everyone's so low across the map. Sleight of Fist, chains are not available to be thrown out. Carl will survive for another day. Keeps eating up those tangos.
You'll have to do better than that.
They are picking up BO3, so they want to have a go here, but again, to close the distance on the drought is really not going to be the easiest feat. You can tell Velo's looking for a way to get in there. So top lane, it looks like they have found the Leshrac. The Bocarino, again, going to be going down early on in this game number 2. Boomy could not really help out. The Fisher was on cooldown at the time. Meanwhile, looks like these two in the mid lane have filled up all the way. The bot lane, there is a bit of an engagement here. Velo making the chase with the battery assault. Doesn't even have the cogs available, but still does a lot of damage to Joe Beasy. Joe Beasy. Stay back just a bit. Boomy meanwhile falling very low, 1437. Gonna end up falling. Boomy will avoid his own death. Nice little play there from the side of AMPLFY. While these guys are bots, still staying very low in terms of HP. Stomp will not actually connect on anybody. So Joe Beasy does have a lot of added attack right now thanks to that Astral Spirit, so he's trying to find a target. Polison does wave if the Astral Spirit was available. There was really no way out of that one. He gave it his best shot. Fortunately for him, Joe Beasy really just outplayed him. Very nice play once again from AMPLFY. That makes it a 2-2 now early on. But I say that, top lane, it looks like Bocarino is going to probably go down again. I am the best, making the chase. 2 more would do it though, it's not going to be enough. Boomy is there with the Fisher. Carl also falling very, very low. Meanwhile, bot lane looks like they are engaging. Ben Soy falling very, very low, and he will actually end up dying to Velo. Velo will have to trade his life away though to Joe Beasy for that kill. Now Paulson will not end up connecting, or hold on a minute, he's still going for this. Verifier will come out, the banner is about to spawn, which is why they're being so aggressive. Though Joe Beasy should end up losing his life here. One more right click will do the job, and they do find it. Joe Beasy, he did manage to get the banner in for his team, and I'm pretty sure he'll probably be okay with that. I don't feel like Tigers will be too unhappy with finding that kill either. This is a support puck, but any farm she can get, still pretty darn good for her. Like, you still want those core items on the puck to be really effective. Like, Abra has been delegated to the jungle for a bit. Starting to struggle, it seems, up against Carl on that partner who has out-leveled him by about 1 level now. My apologies, I forgot to turn around the overlays, but there we have it.
Structures are fortified.
I'm the best. Moving in Bocarino, losing a lot of HP, but he'll be okay. Boomy again saving the day with the Fisher. 1437, won't really be able to slow him down. Mid lane, D1 tower still pretty much untouched apart from the siege creep here. Paulson now moving in as well. They want to have a go here at Carl and Abra. He gets started. They will decrepify and Nether Blast as well, but the remnants do come in with the chains, and that should be enough to take down Carl. Oh no. Carl, he will end up dying. I thought that orb was going to ruin everything just then, but it wasn't really the case. They ended up getting the final right click anyway. Meanwhile, top lane, I am the best. He's in a bit of trouble. Boomy will find a fish to block him in. Now the whirling axes come out. He really has no way out of this one, I don't think. But he is trying to avoid that stunner. Now 1437 comes in, gets the cold feet off, and I am the best, still surviving somehow. He gets the slow off onto the left track, forcing the freeze to come in from the cold feet. He does waste enough time that he can walk out though. Boomy looking for a Fisher, he will not connect, and now Bocarino will not connect the stun either, and will end up losing his life. Meanwhile, Joe Beasy on the other Titan ends up losing his life to Velo on that clockwork, and 2 more going down for the side of AMPLFY. At the very least, they are getting some decent farm onto the Drow, but they've got to be careful not to lose too much momentum this game. In fact, Boomy right now could be in trouble. I'm the best. Playing around with it. He had the enchant totem, but that's all he had. Tried to use boost advantage, but didn't quite get there. Now Bocarino trying to find the wall, but actually walks right past him. Abolic Edict, he's going to try and snipe him from the back, but I'm the best seems to know what's going on and will remain in the lane with hardly any HP. Living on the edge here in this laning stage. Reno, still trying to find him, won't quite get there. Meanwhile, bot lane, they have found Velo on that clockwork. This should be a fairly easy kill for Velo, though he is trying to juke them out a bit with those phase boots. Actually, a nice juke, but it won't be too successful. He does walk back into them in the end, and does end up losing his life to Boomy. You see the chip damage now being done to the T1 mid tower. This is the struggle with a partner. Like, that Nether Blast is just going to do so much work in terms of push. They even found the puck at the bot lane. A nice hook shot from Velo as the 3-man cost comes out. With the battery assault, Abra says, excuse me, I want to be involved in this. He gets a double chain off, though a nice enchant totem there, but the silence does come in time from Paulson. He's just juking all around them. Joe Beasy's still trying to find him, but he won't do so. The support puck does end up working out for the moment, and it looks like Joe Beasy will give a double away to Abra. What a cogs coming out from Velo though, onto 3 heroes. Unfortunately for them, they did not find the Drow, which is the real target they want, but they still get another double kill off onto the Ember. Now 1437 finds Bocarino. He will lose his life, and a beautiful Fisher actually from Boomy to make sure I am the best can't just run in and take him out. And so Bocarino avoids another death for himself. I'm the best now, probably not feeling very safe in this top lane. Doesn't have any in fact, he does have tangos now. He's gonna have to wait till he's a bit higher in HP. Because this man right here is waiting for him to show back into the lane. But as they're waiting, Abra has smoked up with the rest of his team. Looking for a kill attempt, and they will jump in straight onto Carl before those bounties come up. And they will give it away to Boomy anyway, but they're going to get some very nice kills thanks to that. 2 kills once again, going to the way of Tigers. They finally got Carl on that Pugna. Meanwhile, Velo apparently finding the older Titan by himself. Again, the hook shot into the cogs and battery assault will be enough for Velo to find that. And that'll make it a 5-13 now for the side of Tigers. Carl looking to make his way. There are some heroes moving around behind them. The nice Echo Slam coming out, but it won't be quite enough. The Battle Trance has been popular. They found Carl once again. Boomy being chased down right now. The Render comes in and takes him out. Joe Beasy, he can't get close to I Am the Best. They just hold him in place and he goes down again. 1-4-3-7 with a triple kill. And Tigers just really outplaying the side of Amplify in this series. I mean, this Drow Strat isn't online yet per se, but they're losing all momentum here on the side of Amplify. That is really not the greatest news for them. They are going to try for Abra, but the silence was not there, and Abra will just run it away. Hollison, meanwhile, will literally just walk away and they'll go towards the shrine. It isn't really going to be available, but they avoid death for the moment.
Oh, the Dyer's fortified, I see. Look, the Dyer's top tower!
Looks like Ben Soy and Carl will get started on that top tier 1 tower, and it should be a fairly easy target for them.
It's under attack.
Well, this is one of those big strengths about the Drow Strat though. Bot lane, who have they actually caught out there? It is going to be Bocarino once again, and they found Boomy as well. They get the slow off thanks to 1-4-3-7. Velo does not have any way of stopping him though. Polison's going to continue to chase with the orb. It will not connect. Ern is there as well. Polison does not want to give up. He'll have another orb in a moment, but he will get to the shrine. Oh, Joe Beasy. Pretty deep to the dire jungle. Will manage to walk his way out. This is about the time where Amplify, they need to start making things happen. Like this Drow Strat should be pretty much online. Do have Ben Soy, top of the network board right now, has been farming very well. And essentially this is their moment to take as many outer towers as they can before the side of Tigers come back online with their own cores. Nice start off there onto Abra. Won't be quite enough, however. Like Ben Soy looking for a target. We'll find Velo with the silence, but that's pretty much just to make sure he can't jump in on her. Velo thinking about going onto Boomy, but there are plenty of heroes around him right now. They will reveal themselves. Now going to go for that top tier 2 tower. No matter when the Tigers want to try and defend this. Looks like they are. Hookshot will actually miss. I don't even know how that happened. The chains will come in. Ancient Apparition Ice Blast will not really connect on anybody who wants that on start. Now the Earthsplit is very nice from Joe Beasy. Velo is in massive trouble. Abra trying to hold them back. The Echo will do enough to take down Velo. Ben Soy gets the final right click to kill confirm, but it was that one hook shot to start off with. I mean, it literally went between every single person of Amplify. And that was the initiation they really wanted on the side of Tigers, and they just couldn't quite find it. Again, I'm not sure how he missed. They were grouped up all together. I'm going to go ahead and say Amplify just juked it out very nicely. Still though, Tigers feeling determined, they will smoke up. Another Bocarino kill is what they're going to find. This poor man, throughout game 1 and game 2, has been picked on over and over again, Bocarino. First there was his Brewmaster, now his Leshrac. The beauty of taking down the Leshrac this many times, though, is he basically becomes useless. Like, he still has Diabolic Edict, which is going to be helpful. Back hold that thought. Bellow's in trouble again. Life Drain will not be enough. He will be able to get out, and now they do have the freeze there on the Pugna. But they just wanted those banner runes down at bot. Abra managed to snipe one up at the top lane as well. 3 runes going to the way of Tigers. But as I was trying to say, with these Leshracs, if you have this much of a bad start, you can pretty much forget about the Leshrac being a core. The only real use he's going to have is either having a stun or the Diabolic Edict or the push, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, he's pretty much going to be food for the side of Tigers this whole game, but his farm is just too bad at this point. And it's not really his fault, it's just the fact that Tigers do aiming all the time. Abra getting jumped on the mid lane, another double silence coming out from the punt. Ice Blast will connect on one, and that will be the punt to gone. Bello going for more, he wants Bocarino once again. The Bensoy will be there with the right kicks to do a lot of damage towards him. Olison, Disha actually juked out quite nicely. Tigers in a position to try and defend this, but not going to be easy. Abra will get started on Bensoy. The silence will not actually connect on Abra, but nice stop there to hold back Polison. They will get the split earth as well. Abra falling low, he will end up falling eventually as well. I am the best actually saving Polison and getting Bocarino once again. Basically a 2-for-1 trade there. The only person falling on the side of Tigers was Ember, and they're going to find another one. Boomy does run up the high ground and does pay with his life. Polison looking for even more. Can they get Joe Beasy? Rocket will give the vision. Bello. Bookshot is available in 5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be quite soon enough. Looks like Amplify will TP back into the mid lane and start reapplying that pressure. Bello, he'll go up top though, where he will find Carl, and this will pretty much stop any form of push that was coming in from Amplify. Without that Pugna, you just don't feel safe trying to go for that push attempt. Unless you find Bello on that clockwork. The Astral Spirit is scouting him out for the moment. He will not get the stomp off. Boomy still around, trying to find his target. Meanwhile, Bensoy ends up finding Polison. Does cop a rocket flare? Cogs will come out though. This just helps Bocarino to set up with the stun. Astral Spirit as well. Bello going for the TP play to stop. Echo Slam will be there to stop it from happening. I mean, he wastes a lot of time, Bello, but does end up losing his life in the end. So a nice little kick off there from Amplify. Bensoy. Brave. Ice Blast not quite ready yet. He will have it in 5 seconds. The Drow does have to dodge that. 1437 may not even bother throwing it out. Ocarino. Continue pushing that top lane. Soy gonna shrine up 1437. Not throwing at the Ice Blast yet. Could have stopped that heal coming in from the side, but regardless, they'll get the chains off. Now, Cold Feet was there. Cole actually getting Iron the best, meanwhile on the mid lane. Bensoy still playing around with them, but 1.37 finally used the Ice Blast and will find the kill. Bello meanwhile, Hookshot will be on point. He finds Carl again. Wants to find revenge for his position 1. And Carl really has no way out of this one. He does end up just falling. Earthsplitter as well being committed, but Joe Beasy now, the Dream Call is on top of him. Bocarino moving forward, doesn't quite find the kill yet, but eventually will get it. Now Abra thinking about going in after the Leshrac, but doesn't really want to. And so a 13 to 25. Essentially the name of the game for Tigers right now is just make sure that Amplify cannot get complete map control. Because that really is just the power of the Drow Strap. Just being able to continuously take towers and just make sure they can't, you know, they don't let you get any farm on the other side of the things. James will be there. Abra will to set up on Joe Beasy and will do so successfully. Another nice pickup here. Velo. They've overstayed his welcome in that mid lane.
Players here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Invisibility.
As I said, his position 3 clockwork is starting to look more like a position 4 in terms of the items he's going. Paulson, I believe, actually, he doesn't quite have as high as the net worth, but he's pretty darn close as that park. Like BO3 again, going to be moving through mid. They have found one with the Fisher, and that will be Paulson. He does get silenced up, but without a Yule Scepter, he really can't do much about that silence. They will take the tier 2 tower out of this, and it looks like they want to go for even more. Trying to force back the side of Tigers by threatening those tier 3 towers. Looks like they have found Boomy down at that bot lane, and they will just burst him down thanks to 1437. Meanwhile, Bello, who's he trying to find right now? He's just trying to cancel some TPs off. He has the hook shot, thinking about going on to Carl. Meanwhile, the bot lane, they actually found Bocarino with that Ice Blast. Cold Feet will eventually wear off. Now Bello, he did find Carl. There will be the force off with the hook shot immediately afterwards. The Grapplify will not help the cause, but it eventually will. Now Abra moves in to try and get the job done. He will eventually get done as well. The Stomp not helping out. Abra moving forward, going after BO3. The Remnant will eventually dodge the Earth Splitter. Bello actually surviving somehow. BO3 ends up losing his life. Now they'll find another as well. Joe Beasy will go down. That's 4 heroes off the map for Amplify. That will mean a tier 1 mid tower, perhaps even a tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower is fallen.
I'm the best. Maybe opting to go for a Roche play, or perhaps knows Bocarino's in the jungle somewhere. Doesn't try for the tier 2 mid. I feel like they could have pressured that tier 2 a bit, but instead they are going to go for the tier 1 top. Carl will just TP immediately and try to push this out a bit. Fortification on the creeps though. Make it slightly harder. I'm the best. Pretty much been free farming this whole time. He ended up dying once, about 5 to 10 minutes ago, but he's getting very close now to that full BKB up. Well, bot lane, they do end up finding the auto type once again. The Ice Blast as well, going to connect on both of them. Bocarino trying to find a trade here on Bello. Now BO3 comes in. Hookshot is nice. They will find a secondary, though they will lose Bello in the process. Drow balling low, BO3 will have to back out. Again, Tigers finding those positive trades in these little engagements. Another chains being perfectly landed onto this Earthshaker. Cold Feet will not get the freeze off. Boomy waiting for the chains, does eventually get it. Has 3 remnants available if he wants to go, but the Ice Blast will come in eventually. Boomy though will get the juke away, but the remnant will get the job done. And now Joe Beasy, I don't know if he really wants to be there, but he does have Carl to help out. Abra running the opposite way, will get the chains off and will just make a run for it. In fact, he will just go for the TP play instead. And they were waiting around that remnant, trying to find him. Life Drain will be able to find. No, in fact it won't. 1437 with the Glimmer Cape. The magic defense was enough that the partner could actually not kill him off in time. Meanwhile, BO3 getting caught out. Dreamcoil will be there, and I don't think they have TPs to actually help him out here. But he will be able to get out with that Hurricane Pike. Now Bocarino going back in. It is... First split is dodged though. Meanwhile, bot lane, Joe Beasy does get caught out once again. They're down even more now, Carl. He does use the shrine. There was a nice Echo Slam, but it's not going to be nearly enough. They're going to find Carl at the end of this as well, by the looks of it. Remnant will be there as well. Carl's just a sitting duck, and he goes down. I'm the best on a double kill now. 3 more heroes going down for the side of Amplify. And this is really getting to that point now where the Drow strat really starts to wear off quite a bit. In fact, Velo's found another one. Bocarino, he actually doesn't even need to juke because Velo 4-stuff is play in. In fact, no, it was actually the 4-stuff off the left track that forced Velo forward. But it won't matter. They'll find the kill anyway. In fact, they found the Drow Ranger as well. Ben Soys is probably going to end up falling here. No TPs coming in. They'll just let the Drow go. And again, this is just looking worse and worse for the side of Amplify. I mean, it's almost a repeat of game number 1. Hook shot will actually land on Paulson, but where really matter, Joe Beasy is still dead. Paulson actually giving the tip to Joe Beasy while he's dying. Joe Beasy tells him to get off his lawn. Fair enough.
Appreciate it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still though. T2 now under siege up at that top lane, and Amplify, I mean, I'm not really sure what they can do to get back into this one. Like, they kind of need a perfect team fight to go their way to at least drag some of the net worth back their way as well, but it's almost up to Boomy now to just get that perfect initiation off with the Echo Slam. He opted to go for the 4-stuff right on the blink though, which does make life just a little bit harder. He's going straight into the Aghanim Scepter next. So I suppose that's one way he can get in range to get a nice echo off. Got Joe Beasy there as well. If he can get a nice stomp off, that may be enough time for the Earthshaker to break the distance that he needs. And Boomy might try to set up here onto Abra, but he was already waiting for it. Nice Remnant out, avoids the gust off the ground. And in fact comes back in to try and play around with it, but that could have been a mistake. Where Atos was there, does have the Yules available. He goes back in once again. Hook shot was not actually that great. Velo hitting the Ember. Sleight of Fist was not long enough to actually dodge that hook shot, but they have found Carl anyway. That is a nice big pick off if they can get it, and it looks like they eventually will. Nobody really there to help him out, and they just let the partner go. Looks like they lost Joe Beasy in the process as well to Velo, which I didn't really notice. But there you have it, another 2 down to Amplify. Looking towards that mid-tier 2 tower. Boomy ready to set up for his team. He uses the Echo, but it's only on the throttle. Now the Dream Call comes in. He's caught 2 of them. They're both going to go down on looks at it. In fact, there's 3 now. Ben Soy's there as well, and he's gone, and they call GG well played. Fair enough. I mean, that was just their last attempt, and that Echo was nowhere near enough. Like, they must have known that the side of Tigers was just waiting behind the Troll Warlord for some sort of initiation, and Amplify, they tried their best, but unfortunately for them, they will be out. Tigers, fortunately for their sake, will be in. And tomorrow, we get to start our playoffs, which about Dendy, by the way. I don't know what's going on with Dendy, but he was